have to make the video into parts, guys, because technology has been really testing me. Shadow energy, isn't it? Calendly appointments with clients. Apologies for my clients. This happens. The self-sabotaging, how they try to interfere. And as thorough, as careful as I am, there is always a reason why something doesn't happen at a certain time, and it's important that we accept it because the source knows what it's doing. And not to be frustrated by how the shadows interfere and the treatment plans, because I'm always on top of them. I'm always, whether if the appointment is met or not, the treatment is going to continue. So that's no problem. But anyway, back to decoding. Yeah. So yeah, I was taking that we need to understand clearly, crystal clear, that in the deepest of levels, that the matrix is a field of low vibrational thoughts, and that the shadows are thought projections created by the use of words, and that's it. They're a form of digital sentient program embedded with an artificial intelligence, smart, and these vibrational thoughts we perceive as our enemies, but they're not real. They're implanted with our split consciousness, or separated. Our DNA is solely composed of thought vibrational fields, so much we have taken form into false core beliefs. These thought vibrations can be only manifested in reality if we think and believe them to be real. If we don't, they'll still manifest, but they'll have no power over us, and it will integrate with us, or they will disappear. Any expressions of the divine that have been directed to help you are also thought projections. Well, not thought that implanted there, communicating with, but their thoughts with you via your telepathic senses is a higher form of thoughts. It's projected as a loving and helpful characters guiding you towards the truth. Yeah, we have many, an army of them. Yeah, the collective and individual consciousness of all of us have been used by the matrix as its energy power batteries. We are battery believing us into existence is a bit like a film director instructing the actors to read out and play the words in the script, giving life to the film itself as it continues to play each word as it is spoken. Yeah, like robotically. The human mind is unable to visualize something unless we think it into words. The same way we are unable to see a reality unless we think it into existence, through the use of mental or spoken words. Any words we speak have a frequency, and it is more the intention or the belief on that word that defines its frequency, and the moment we speak them, they're released into the universe. If we are able to still our mind and remove the thought, we could first see the vibrational field of the matrix, and that we have called the darkness. Nevertheless, once we become aware that this is a deception, we could get a glimpse of the light within paradise. If our conscious energy is directed inwards, our infinite senses could be heightened, leaving us free to access our inner knowingness and telepathic senses, which is all what we want to do. But I'll help you to do that, and opening our challenge of communications with the infinite ones, or the source, where the truth can be accessed directly by any of us. Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah. There is a riddle which says the truth is the lie and the lie is the truth, and it's so true, isn't it? Because if we remove the veil containing the lie, which is the fear, we are less with the truth. Yeah? And this is what it means. If we speak words such as worry, hate, fear, guilt, despair, created by the matrix, to play with our emotions, and we replace them with words of love, gratitude, passion, joy, happiness, fun, satisfaction, invincibility, power. And when we speak of them mentally or to others, we associate a strong feeling of well-being. We will be emitting a higher frequency into the universe that will attract the same frequency back to us. If we talk to people now, as soon as I go out into this world of unconsciousness, people are complaining, and I totally comprehend and understand why, with all this COVID, all this rising of prices, all businesses have been closing down, and all the pressure they are putting to get more money from humanity. This is obviously to keep people in that despair, so that you continue to emit thoughts of worry. how you feel right now is creating your reality, and how we feel collectively is creating our collective reality. So it's important that we feel good. At the beginning, our consciousness had drowned like a spiraling, that's the spiraling vortex, into a black hole due to one word and the feeling associated with it. Fear, the unknown, what happened to us. This word defined our new emotional selves when experiencing a state of disconnection, as well as the frequency of our consciousness was retuned to the frequency of the of the shadows themselves. Our reality became a dream to begin with, and the dream became a nightmare. Yeah, a nightmare made of noise generated by the matrix of lies, decoded and converted into images, forming our illusory holographic reality. And only the truth is able to wake up our conscious minds and free from our worries and fears, isn't it? This is deep, isn't it? I love it. I love it. Skip up because it gets better. Mastering and controlling our thoughts, thinking and speaking only good thoughts of a higher frequency means being free from all fears and worries, and hence removing all the veil of deception. When somebody comes to you and they come in a very negative vibe, there is nothing more amazing. Just listen to them, be compassionate, and then give them a positive vibe and swap it around and lift that. That's how we really truly help everybody. If you uplift somebody, that person will uplift somebody else. We need to access that purity within, resembling the purity and innocence of a child that believes on that which for others must seem impossible, making them much better receivers of the truth and skilled avatars on the use of the law, of the true law of attraction of action. There is nothing like a child, and I've always had this inner child energy that I believe nothing is impossible. If there is a lollipop there and I want the lollipop, I'm gonna go for it till I get the lollipop and see what happens, see how it tastes. Yeah. Everybody in our reality is a reflection of ourselves, so don't blame somebody if an action happens. Be compassionate, it happened for a reason. It's no way to win. And the same way we are expressions of the infinite ones, of the source. Imagine if the source was grumpy because we disconnected. It doesn't work like that. It's unconditional love. Every person we meet reflects an aspect of ourselves, whether if this may be our shadow or a projection or reflection. But our shadow self or the phantom self is the greatest of deceptions that we, that makes us perceive as separate from one another. Seeing and wishing all of those you meet healthy, perfect, in harmony with the universe and happy at all times is wishing it to yourself and sending those exact loving vibrations to yourself. When we begin to see others as ourselves, when we truly understand that oneness means what we see in everybody is we see ourselves. All we need to do, and it's really hard when somebody's really hurting you, isn't it? I've been so hurt by shadows and so criticized, and sometimes when an event doesn't happen like somebody would expect to happen, people get upset, and I'm thinking, it's just how it is. It cannot be changed. It's how the script is written. The sooner we accept it, and the sooner we have that compassion and love, the sooner it's gonna turn to our favor. And it's about loving everybody in the shadows. Have that love and compassionate, because the shadows need your love as well. And really, although they're going against you and maybe hating you, all they want is your love and your attention. But they need to, to accept that. They shouldn't suck your energy. They should just share it. They need constant attention, and their trapped mind have regressed to their constant and certain state that they need to survive. And this is what they keep the matrix like this, because they're anxious. If they've got no attention, they get frightened, upset, angry, and fearful that they might come, to an end. The best get to get attention is by projecting into us those exact emotions, and this is achieved by manipulating our reality directly to turn us against each other, so that we blame another human being or that which is external, failing to realize that all comes from within, and we are only blaming ourselves. It's nobody's fault ever of anything. It's just we need to understand that. I'm trying to do something in Spain, and somebody was putting some barriers. It's just shadow. And I got a text, and oh, that's unlikely to happen. And as the moment I saw it, I said, see how quickly this is going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm in control, yeah? And this is the way you need to say it. It's just how it is. We are in control, guys, yeah? The good thing for me, it was very, very powerful to know that the matrix can only create a reality if we believe it. So the moment you don't believe that something is going to happen, it's not going to happen. It's not great. All you need to know is that whatever they might, for example, you're going to lose your job and you're going to be bankrupt. Okay, the thought is there, but if you leave it crying and you don't believe it, it's never going to happen. Now, if you worry and you focus on that, it will happen fast. Because it's constant repetitive thoughts implanted in our conscious mind, emanated from our conditioned environment. Yeah, and by those plugged into the matrix that have an influence on us. This is how it is so important, like for me, to be constantly recorded. Those thoughts out of the way. I don't leave them crying. It's that they don't come. As soon as they come, they're out. That's how I instruct the superconscious. As soon as a nonsense thought come, let's not orchestrate nonsense, out of the way. It takes time, but when you get to that, it's so much peaceful. And this is a key of how to dismantle the matrix within. Unless you continue to think the negative seed projected by the thought, the matrix, again, has no power to create it. It has no creative power. We are the creators. And the power we give to our negative seeds is how the matrix find the power. Yeah. All that is external, guys, comes from within and needs to be created first. Is how it is. And this quantum physics says that, and it's not out of that. When a negative thought is implanted in our mind, the moment our conscious mind believes it to be real, we feel it is manifested in our reality, and this means we need to believe it first or fall under the spell of the mind trick in order to become its creators. All negative thoughts carry within the transformed energy of fear, and all lower emotions such as worry, boredom, stress, despair, frustration, blah, blah, blah. Once the negative thought has been embedded in our mind and is retained, it will begin to generate one of the lower emotions. If we take the example of loss of employment, the thought needs to be first be implanted into your subconscious mind. But in order for the conscious mind to project this reality, it first needs to think the situation into existence. This is done by feeding the negative thoughts with further negative thoughts, allowing the mind to become hosted with a continuous flow of potential stressful situations that have come about as a result of being unemployed. For instance, not being able to meet the mortgage payments and losing the house, having a major impact on the family life. The mind has become hypnotized easily by these fearful and worrying thoughts, giving all of its created focus on the outcome that fears the most. This will result on that exact visualized reality being manifested. If any of you are listening to this and says to me, but Amor, and all of that, great, have you mastered it 100%? If not, then keep on listening, because you are assimilating, you're absorbing it, but you are not yet have it all within and reflecting that. So keep on going, guys. We never give up at the game. Yeah, it's a difficult concept to grasp. Yeah, the fact that we ourselves create a reality that could cause us distress and at times suffering. Nevertheless, we do. At a point, yeah, the reality has got a lot of control. We are what we think with sustained feelings, but we are not the instigators of it. And that's the difference. We are not the instigators. Unaware of the truth, we have allowed the negative seeds to grow within us to the extent that we have projected them into the reality by accepting them as real. Needless to say, the truth is a completely different matter. Our life is a matrix. Therefore, there is no such thing as the loss of employment. We all know that time is an illusion. Therefore, if we are currently on employment, we can continue to hold that reality for as long as we wish. The key is to embed this positive thought into our mind. Feeding it with further good thoughts or planning for an outstanding future till you accept this thought as real and their fun becomes your manifestation. This is what I do. I don't worry about anything. This is what I would love to create. Why? Because I love it. No other reason. But regardless of that, I'm really happy how I am. We create our desires through good and loving thoughts of that which will make us feel good. Our destiny is completely in our hands. The negative seeds, will attempt to enter and host our mind. But if we do not give in and tune to their hypnotic frequency, giving into the illusion of time, but those negative seeds have either affected our past or can impact our future, we can instead choose to feel good and think of that we desire and regain control. A change of our feelings is a tent of the wheel of life where we are the driving force, yeah? Drivers of the wheel. Always, if you have a dream where you're in a car and somebody's driving, get that person out, go on the driving seat, you are in control. I'm not going to explain much about the spiritual world because it's very easy, whatever it is that we actually feel, it comes. So nice, Paradise, absolutely. All I'm going to emphasize, guys, remember the script is written, it's all blessed. Just keep on learning. There is a beautiful sentence I like to say. I say, seek the presence within instead of your higher self. And that presence is not perfect the way to liberate you, and just follow through. Yeah, and they'll bring you to somebody who will be a catalyst for you to break free. And if you have been watching the videos up to this point, you must have a degree of faith in the words that as you hear, then they become implanted within your mind as thought projections of the truth. For some, this knowledge will be accepted as truthful, and it will begin to form into a belief that gets strengthened as it continues to be absorbed. This is the reverse effect. You might be harboring positive thought as you begin to understand and make a deeper sense for the reason why certain life events have taken place and how you have, without your conscious knowledge, creating the reality you find yourself in. It is now that you are accessing the wisdom within. When we enter our inner journey, we become to realize that wisdom is lying deep beneath those layers of fear. That's why some call it the subconscious that we have to face and overcome. Nobody can show us the wisdom. The wisdom cannot be given. We must discover the wisdom for ourselves after a journey into that. No, we need to experience the wisdom, and nobody can spare us of that journey. We need to do it, guys. The sooner the better for everybody around you, because it's all you. If the wisdom that we might think we are gaining through the guidance of books that reveal the ancient secrets of our ancestors was not within, we could not project the book into our reality. These videos that you are watching, they're an illusion, but every single word that you hear is a higher frequency that you're accessing, and you are creating it. I'm not really there. You are tuning into a frequency because it is, you already have this knowledge as this video within. I hope that makes sense. You are manifesting the words as you hear them. It's just the illusion level of the metric that gives you the impression of time passing by as you actually watch this video, and the need for you to continually gain wisdom. The metric is the one causing all the delays, implying that you don't know and implanting the doubt, the lie, when you need to go and learn this, but we are all knowing. Every time you listen to the video or others with a similar higher frequency, you'll be able to read, to hear words that will even make a difference. That's what I say, watch the videos more than one time, because you're not watching my video as a scripted. You're watching what you need to watch. It's going to be always different. There'll be something that you need to access at that time. Because it's just how your as you get the knowledge, your frequency raises, and as it raises, you get more knowledge. The wisdom that we read or write comes from what I call the spirit of revelation, which is the Holy Spirit, the higher self, the voice of our spiritual ancestors connected to the all, whispering in our ears the truth, as our spirit encompasses all of us as a collective whole, communicates with our inner soul. Yeah. is that your mind is what you think you know, and your intuition is what you know that you know, isn't it? Right, just going to my little script. Here, I like to encourage everybody to, follow your intuition, isn't it? It says another little sentence that I wrote: the intuitive is the inspirational self that, despite any opposition, stands for what it rightfully knows. The truth, yeah. When we choose to follow our intuition, we find behavior in ways that other people thinking, what on earth is going on? It's not rational, isn't it? But people will be inspired by that, yeah. Our intuition becomes so heightened and genius when we follow our inner voice, that all we need to do is follow that inner knowingness. And then we tune, and then obviously it's the action, isn't it? What we reap is what we sow. What we sow is what we reap is what we sow. What we sow is what we reap. I don't know either, but you know what I mean. I'm so focused on decoding, I forgot the little, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm trying to look for the little bit of decoding. I'm gonna have to do a little search. It's just an introduction of it gets really good. I like the part where I will speak about some of the Spanish language when we first put within us the musical notes, and it's amazing when it took me ages to work it out. I had notes of paper that we were thinking there is a code, there is a code, there is a code, and when I saw it, I thought, oh my God, this is amazing. Anyway, let me see if I find I think it's the word belief, which I've been able to find. It's such a long book. Yeah, such a long book, but please bear with me. It's such a long book that obviously in order to find something here, it takes me forever. I've got some here, but I think I've spoken about this, but just very quickly. It's the word belief is so important, isn't it? Because we use it so much. And if we look at the word belief, we've got the word be, we've got lie, and we've got the word if. And word if will signify what the primordial mother. Okay, let's put the higher self or the lady wisdom. We know about this. So basically, when we see be a lie, basically they're telling us subliminal that just keep on being a lie and being decoded. And be like Eve, which is the one that ate the apple, the one who ingested the code, isn't it? So that's what that word. And the thing is, guys, that every single word in every single language actually means something. All of them, so when you tap into it. So let's look at the word matrix, isn't it? So we've got the word belief. Now we've got the let's look at matrix, and that's something that the matrix code told me. How many words can you identify in matrix? Well, isn't it one matrix? However, in reality, it's made of two words: the word mate and the word tricks. If you pronounce both of them quickly, it's matrix. Isn't it? The phonetic sounds is the same as matrix. Therefore, when it's brought to our awareness that we are trapped within a matrix, what that subliminal we are decoding, we are actually trapped within a matrix, a deception, where a perception has been altered and controlled by the magicians, isn't it? The matrix. Then the matrix uses very thorough and skilled techniques to subliminally code all words, making it very difficult for the average mind to become aware of the true meaning of the words they speak of. We haven't got a clue that we are actually coding our realities, and otherwise we'll be so careful. I'm very careful of the words I use. Let's illustrate this, a play on words. Yeah, I like to use a combination of words which is commonly used and felt by many. I live in fear. Yeah, so let's start to focus on the words I live and read them backwards. I evil. I know. We have for a new sentence that sounds like evil eye, isn't it? Because we got the I. To continue deciphering this word, let's read the first two words as I evil, which is exactly what they might want you to believe. You are bad. You are evil. Slave battery. Now let's get rid of the F, because that's something that they use in coding. Yeah. I evil in ear. Yeah. The meaning of this newly created sentence could only make sense if one understands how the metrics are able to keep the human mind in constant sleep trance state. This is achieved through a repetitive alpha pattern sound playing in your left ear. The human race is not consciously aware of this background sound, but it is the vibrational sound of the metric designed to keep us in the mind in a prison. When I first was revealed to me, I thought, oh my God, it was early morning, I wake up and it's this hypnotic, and it's like, na, 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 na. Na 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 na, like that, constantly playing throughout the day, yeah, constantly keeping you hypnotic. And I've heard it plenty of times because they were just showing me it's not just in the morning, it's just constantly playing. So guys, this is an introduction. I hope you have enjoyed. It's more to come, and then I'm gonna get on into the Revelations code. Apologies, this week hasn't been much content, but there's a lot I've been dealing with in what regards the shadow. There's a lot of progress, and I think we've got about 15%, 1.5 in our site. The rest are still kind of hesitating and going through the whatever frequency they go through, but I think 15% to begin with is really good. So that's the progress. And guys, any question, you can always email me, you can always approach me. Apologies for technologies, a lot of changes going within the world, but this is because it reflects that we are transforming within. Guys, remember to accept the present moment as it is. Oops, sorry, apologies for me just being because I was looking at the screen as my camera is just being wobbling. That's my kitten Divinity just playing with absolutely everything, and nothing is just being the same since she conquered this territory. So apologies if you haven't been able to see me very, very well, but the main thing is the audio. Hope you watch the two videos, guys. I'm here if you need me. Unconditional love, and let's see. I'm waiting expectation what Revelation has to bring, because another, for me, very fascinating subject that, finally to source what on earth that book means. It's not difficult. Anyway, guys, loving you. Speak soon, and let's watch for next video. Bye-bye.